Cameras on, audio's off, please. Cameras on, else please leave. पंकज जी नमस्कार.
नमस्कार नमस्कार गोयनका साहब.
Nice to see all of you
मेरी आवाज
together.
आ रही है ना? मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
आपकी आवाज तो बिना ऑडियो की भी आ जाती है.
क्या बात कर रहे?
अरे some people like you do not need technology. Okay, we'll start the show because people will keep joining. It's a relaxing Sunday. Okay, just received a message from another one of those unwanted, unsolicited Sunday, happy Sunday messages. Anyways, okay, welcome to the Alumni Management Dynamics show. Yesterday, General VK Singh questioned me, why do you need to have this? This is totally irrelevant. Cameras on, please, to request it again. In case there's a problem, please join after some time. You have your colleagues from NIT. NIT people initiated this through Dr. Pankaj Chandana and Professor A.G. Iyer, who always keeps igniting new ideas to me or probably keeps making me revisit issues of contemporary relevance. Alumni management dynamics is not contemporary. It is, as timeless as the education system has been. So if anybody is from non-NIT, I mean, you could please, introduce yourself. Most of the people joining today would be people connected to the NITs. Vision India Forum conducts all these kinds of summits, which Professor Iyer definitely knows. He's been part of a lot of them. Being a renewables energy champion himself, we've done a lot of stuff around sustainable energy, and he has been one of those unstoppable speakers in those shows that we have had. Today we'll be discussing about the alumni management issues, and we'll start the show straight away with opening remarks. But before the opening remarks, what exactly is an alumni association? Anyone would like to start with that? What exactly is an alumni association?
In fact, Pankaj should speak on this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Iyer, Professor Iyer. Thank you, Amit. I think, first of all, thank you very much, everyone, for joining and giving this opportunity to me to speak first. Amit ji, thank you for this initiative. Thank you, Professor Iyer, for this initiative. I'm a professor in mechanical engineering at NIT Kurukshetra and has been shouldering the responsibility of the Alumni Association at NIT Kurukshetra for almost 14 years, right from 2011 itself. And we have seen a lot of ups and downs in the past. So probably defining an alumni association is very simple. Probably it is the organization which is considered to be an interface between the institute and the alumni to facilitate for all the benefits, all the contribution made by alumni and by the institute for the alumni to the best of for the welfare of the stakeholders of any institution. The stakeholders are like very much clearly defined. You can say alum, you can say faculty, you can say student, you can say any non-teaching connecting staff like with the alumni ecosystem. So probably in case like the activities to be, bifurcated, I think there are two types of broadly classification is two types. One, what alumni is contributing inside the campus. The second, what alumni association is alumni association is contributing inside the campus, what is to be done inside the campus and what is to be done outside the campus. So probably it is welfare the alumni which has already passed out from the pivotals of the institution, which is across word in any IT system, and which are the incumbent like students or like studying over there or graduating over there during their 4-5 years stay over there. So there are two types of activities alumni association is taking care of, but the role remains same. Of course, the modus operandi becomes slightly different in both the cases, but the role remains same. Like it is, the alumni association is a facilitator, and probably most of the organization in across world has very wonderful alumni associations. They have been doing very well across world, in the US, in any other country. So they have played a big role in terms of enhancing the association in terms of all KPIs or parameters. Probably it is equally important for the alumni who has passed out, because that enhances their degree, that enhances their everything. Because if the institution is enhancing, the degree is also enhancing. And I strongly feel that they are the true ambassadors, they are the true like marketeers, they are the true advocates, they are the torch bearers. So all such kind of things. So I strongly feel alumni is the most important constituent of any progressive institution or any organization like NITs, IITs, or any other private institution. So this is one. Secondly, I would like to say that however, because we have established a lot of alumni association everywhere, at least in the NIT ecosystem, I know very well. But the role of the alumni association has to be clearly defined. So in case the role of the alumni association and the role of the institution is clearly defined and there is no overlap, I think we can do wonders. The importance of the alumni has already been endorsed by the government of India in the last maybe 15 years or so. I can always I can always remember. I still remember that we had the representation. There used to be a directors. Definitely I'll be talking much in the context of an IT system, because I come from an IT system only. So there has been a director conference because the president being visitor of the institution. So we used to have one presentation from the directors of all the NITs, IITs at President House or President Secretariat. And there was a template being provided to all the directors, which used to have 10 slides. The 3 of the slides used to belong to the alumni only. So that was the importance shown by the President Secretariat in terms of enhancing the institute alumni relationship, that they were giving so much weightage. And probably it has been like endorsed by the government from time to time. That is why like things are progressing. However, maybe it is a sweeping statement, that it is a very big canvas. There is a big thing. Like still we are not able to tap the alumni resources to the extent we can.
Okay,
At least NIT ecosystem, I can say.
This is just the opening remarks. Basically, I just wanted people to, get used to this concept of alumni, because, people still at a very high level also keep confusing alumni associations with alumni cells, student unions. So these are all different, constitutions. I was just reading through a little bit of literature around this topic. I understand there has to be a formal, organized approach towards alumni associations. Professor Iyer, would you like to comment on that?
Yeah, see, the structures in overseas, which I've seen, especially in America, if I look at, or even Europe, I look at, because I was working for a German company, MA long ago. So, and we had a lot of these alumni from the German institutions. And also I've seen with my American friends. And what is different between us and them is the alumni cells over there are highly independent. They can question the institution. They can question the institution. If the institution is not following the track, the alumni is the sounding board. The alumni is the board, which is a consultative board. It is official. It is not even unofficial. Many places, the professors, the new people who are joining, all that is being influenced by the alumni associations worldwide. But in India, I can tell you that there is no such work, because the alumni associations are loose federations. Most of the times they end up meeting, but there's no structured method. And I think Pankaj tried to do something extraordinary in his, tenure. But, it's always a very difficult task, because the interest group is in India, it is like the structure is like NITs. I don't want to comment on IITs. All of them are through a ministry they are controlled. And then when that control comes in through that process, what happens is that autonomy is not there, because mostly it's like, you have to work with the structure that they have given. And at the end of the day, he's a professor. So if a little bit, he's part of the institution, I would still say he's a fantastic guy, because we all in the alumni love what he did. And this is rare, because generally there is a kind of distrust between those who sit inside and handle it and the general alumni which goes to the world, which is looking at the goodness of the institution, because it does not want status quo alone. It wants the institution to improve. It wants the quality of education to go forward. It wants alumni should participate in helping, because many of the alumni become very powerful. Some of them have resources and they may be rich also. Like I tell you, in our case, Mr. Pawan Munjal is an example of, Hero Future Energy. He's an alumni from the NIT Kurukshetra. Just one example, if I take another great example of Gurdeep Singh. Gurdeep Singh is a record for our NIT alumnus, because he's the longest serving chairman of NTPC until now, 9 years, and he's got an extension now. Dear friend of mine. And I can tell you that when he came, I said, Prasad Saab's record you have to break. He has broken. 7 years, Yogendra Prasad was the longest serving chairman of any PSU. And now we have Gurdeep Singh. In fact, this entire forum should clap when I'm telling this. This is NIT Kurukshetra, if you look at it, and one of the NITians. So I believe that NIT alumnus are performing, they are in powerful positions, and they can be great assets to the institutions as such. And when I say assets, I mean real. They are not only financially helpful to the institution, but they are morally helpful to the institution. They are directionally helpful to the institution. See, I am open. I am a little open. Today we are living in an era where you have to be one side or the other, right? And this kind of political influence will not enable the institutions to grow. So we need people, 100% we need people who actually are able to see the India story go. I wrote that book, NITs and the Indian economy, fundamentally to bring all the NITs into the ambit of the national economic agenda. And why it happened? The man who gifted us this NITs is forgotten by most of us. It was my guru, Dr. V. Krishnamurthy. I am his biographer. I am the biographer of Yogendra Prasad, and I'm also biographer of 4 Prime Minister. So what I saw, the body of work Dr. Krishnamurthy did, got into BHL. Now due to Maruti Udyog Limited, the highest seller of car is now Suzuki Corporation. This was my guru my guru Krishnamurthy's work. He was the last time the chairman of the National Manufacturing Committee Council. And it was his advice in 1956 to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru that we cannot do with only the IITs, that every state level colleges need one institution of national importance. And that is how the regional engineering colleges were established. So this history I've recorded in my book. I don't know how many of my alumni have read this.
Okay, Professor Iyer, these are opening remarks only. Professor, opening remarks only. We have got a lot of guests who have joined us. Atulji has joined. Please, I would request all the guests to have their cameras on, audios off, but please introduce yourself one by one. In short, Atulji, let me start with you.
Okay, hi. Atul Lal. I passed out of NIT Kurukshetra in 78. I'm an electrical engineer. I've spent most of my life in the corporate industry, in the IT industry. And for the last 14 years, I'm a social entrepreneur.
Okay, wonderful. Please carry on. Deepa Kapil, Madam Deepa Kapil.
Yeah, hi. My name is Deepa. Looks like most of the people here are from NIT Kurukshetra, but I'm from NIT Rourkela.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you for this thing. And I would like to just mention Mr. Atul Lal. Sir, are you the same Mr. Atul Lal who was in PCL? So he was my first super boss, I would say, in my career. And good to see you, sir.
Okay, Suyog, Mr. Suyog.
Yeah, I'm Suyog Sheth, passed out in 89 batch. I'm a civil engineer.
NIT Kurukshetra.
NIT Kurukshetra. I'm batchmate of Professor Chandna, and
I am running my own consultancy company in Mumbai. We advise real estate industry in Mumbai.
Oh my God. NIT Kurukshetra is also advising real estate industry of Mumbai. Ashwani Mural. Mr. Ashwani Mural.
Hello all, good afternoon, good morning. So I am Ashwani, NIT Kurukshetra alumni, 2000 to 2004 batch. So I was in the corporate for 20 years, heading the academic business for India, Asia Pacific countries and Middle East countries. Now I started my own venture. I'm founder and CEO of Care Technologies, where we work on the emerging technologies like cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, machine learning, in academia, aerospace and defense, and now started in industry as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ashwani ji. Mr. Muninder Shiru. Mr. Shiru, your audio is off.
The voice, audio.
Mr. Gautam.
Hi everyone. I am 1998-2002 pass out from REC Kurukshetra. I'm from electrical engineering batch, and my experience has been in IT industry so from last 22 years. I'm based out from UK in London. I'm part of IBM Corporation.
Wonderful.
So I'll go next.
Mr. Muninder Shiru.
I'll go next. Hi, my name is Muninder Shiru, and I am from the batch of 73-78. I'm a civil engineer, and I run a small real estate. I have a colleague here from my college who advises real estate in Mumbai. So I've spent quite many years doing real estate there, and I run a small entity in Bangalore. It's called GCorp.
Wonderful. So we've got, people from various sectors who have donned different caps through their 30-40 years long career. And I'm very surprised to see people from 73-78 batches also, but primarily from NIT Kurukshetra, it seems. Mr. Vipin Rai Sardana.
Yeah, good morning everyone. This is Vipin Rai Sardana. I'm 86-90 batch pass out in mechanical engineering, and I'm presently working as secretary Alumni Association, as well as I'm running an export house in Panipat, employing around 500 people directly or indirectly.
Secretary of Alumni Association. Okay, now this is different. We've got a few more people who've joined in. Mr. Kalyan Jeet Hathi Barua.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I just came in to check, Professor Raya speaking. I'm from 91-95 batch. I'm based in Assam, Guwahati. And I'm from tech domain, tech and other fields. And so that's all about me.
Yeah, you should. Assam definitely needs a lot of advice from people like Mr. Professor Iyer because of his, recent achievements and all the kind of work that's been doing in the field of renewable energy, especially in the solar and the wind domains. Ankur Satija.
I think the voice is not there. The voice.
Mr. Satija, your audio is off.
Audio is off.
Iyer Saab, please carry on the discussion for 5 minutes. Discussion for 5 minutes.
Okay, so while we are going, Ankur, can you come online? Your audio is off. But anyway, I want to say, because Goenka has just left for a few minutes, I want to continue that the alumni associations here.
Professor Iyer, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Let others introduce. We have so many people with us.
तो बोले ना,
Mr.
बोले.
Gupta.
Let them start their audios.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Hello.
Are we back? Are we back?
Hello.
Yeah,
हाँ जी,
yeah,
मगू
yeah.
साहब बोल.
Mr. Maggu has joined us. Mr. Maggu, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you, Professor Iyer, for creating this forum for a discussion on the alumni role. I'm A.K. Maggu. I'm 1973-78 batch. I started my career with NTPC and I retired in 2016 from NTPC, associated with the creation of the Alumni Association, maybe starting way back in 1990. We started the Rec Forum in Delhi and maybe brought people together. And then later we had the Delhi NCR chapter, and I'm also part of the sure that every institution has an alumni association. Thank you.
Okay, now let me, after this
Yeah.
introduction, all
Can
these
I come
introductions
now?
and the opening remarks, Ankur
Can,
Satija,
yeah,
yes, please.
actually, there was some issue. I was not able to unmute at that time. So I'm Ankur Satija. I'm from 98 2002 batch from NIT Kurukshetra. I've done electrical from there. So right now I'm into power sector consulting and working with Deloitte and advising most of the state governments and organizations and this central governments consulting. So I'm into power sector consulting right now.
Okay, now let me take the show forward, because alumni contributions is not only about giving back, it is about giving forward. Now, giving forward, who all, maybe starting with somebody like Mr. Atulji or somebody like Professor Iyer or Chandana, anyone who has been actively involved in financially contributing or trying to contribute to their alma mater.
Pandian, who's my junior, the additional chief secretary that time for for energy in Gujarat. And my introduction to Pandian was actually like, seeing the kind of, personal passion with which he said, this is Iyer Saab and he is the master of the energy resource and we should talk and use his resources. And I have seen Pandian is a dear friend of me today, sitting in the BRICS Bank. He went to AIIB from there after doing the solar park concept, and everything came forward at that time. I was the man who advised the formation of the Pandit Deendayal University at that time. So that was an NITian, Maheshwar Sahu. And we must be thankful to him, although he's retired in Gandhinagar, but because of him, that I was able to push the agenda of a low-cost solar. At IIT Gandhinagar, I said 5 rupees solar. So alumni associations outside also will be very useful, because it is our alumni. They do come forward and support you. Even I got friends from the IIT. And I can tell you, generally the engineering fraternity comes closer, and these alumni must start interacting with each other also, cross-pollinate. Because what happens is, we guys must be running this country. This country should come forward with the help of engineers. It was Krishnamurti, it was Yogendra Prasad, it was these great engineers in the past who made this country. We go back to Homi Jahangir Baba, or go to my first assignment, Jyoti Limited. I started my career with Nanuba Amin, the doyen who started pumps, motors, etc. In those days, it was only BHL or Jyoti. Where was the third company? So my Guru Krishnamurti finally was also having a junior to him who is retired now, which I gave you the number of K. Ravi Kumar, NIT Trichy. He was the man who transformed BHL from just a 5 gigawatt to 20 gigawatt. Now this history will be missing if all of us don't interact here. I see at least 3 people in the power sector. Maggu Saab, we know, is one of our Hall of Fame persona. We have recognized him for what he did in the renewable energy. So that's for everybody to know. that is a Hall of Fame persona, just like Gurdeep is a Hall of Fame persona for us, the current chairman. So we must be proud. That's what I want to say. And let somebody else also put some light. Without the Alumni Association, I believe there is no scope for even the NITs and IITs to become bigger and be more known and get the resources to the younger generation.
You see, the concepts of alumni associations, let me take it to a different direction. We have around 1100 universities in this country. And we've got autonomous institutions like NITs. The question is, how many of them have a structured alumni association in place, which is formally recognized, which has an MOA, and which the institutions formally recognize, list aside the government. The government says we do not understand what alumni associations are. We understand institutions. We fund half of them. And we also understand they have a dean of alumni cell, etc. So why don't we have a structured approach towards alumni associations? Pankaj Chandana ji or anybody else, would you like to speak on that? Because you've tried to, ignite the alumni association concept in your institution also.
I think Deepa, she's the right lady for because she's handling Rourkela. First, Deepa, can I make a request to you? Please speak on this.
Yeah, sure. So I'm a part of the EC of the Alumni Association of Rourkela. We do have a structured alumni association, which comprises of all the alumni. Those who are, so there is a thing here that there are some alumni who are from the professors who are in the institute, and there are some alumni who are from the outside world, not the institute world. So a mix of both the people is something which is essential for an alumni association. And definitely the alumni association requires to be an independent body. In our institute, the alumni association is an independent body. It has its own memorandum of MOA, MOU, everything is there, and it is recognized by the director of the institute as well. And we do work in conjunction with the institute. So that is definitely.
I think Deepa ji has, the prologue on this aspect is very critical, because otherwise we keep mixing and confusing the alumni's roles with the alumni cells roles and the management's role. So first of all, to all of you, what I understand is most of these institutions who have very, very acclaimed alumni across the world, NIT is definitely one of them, with 6 lakh approximate members across the world and 31 NITs operational. I'm surprised if Deepa ji may kindly throw some light. How many of your NITs, for example, have a structured formal alumni association registered?
I may not be able to give the number as such, but I do know that Warangal has, Durgapur has, Nagpur also has, because I'm also the secretary of Pan NIT Alumni Forum. So all these places do have Suratkal, NIT Suratkal also has the kind of, I would say, the old NITs in the system. They do have an alumni association which is structured. If you want to get the numbers, etc., that can be obtained. But I do know of these institutes which have.
Okay, we've been joined by Rajiv Ranjan ji, R.K. Ranjan Singh, former Minister of State, Government of India. Ranjan sir, namaskar.
Namaskar.
I can see that I squeezed out time at a last minute notice from you, despite your excruciating schedules being demanded on account of the 2-3 books that you're writing. Because of the time that you've got out of your ministries, you are also handling the External Affairs Ministry as a Minister of State, Government of India. And Northeast is proud of a son like you because you took India's education prowess globally. You also spoke about India's diplomatic, diplomatic intent globally over your 3 years tenure in the last government of the Modi ministry. Ranjan sir, today the issue that we are discussing with top alumni of the top institutions of NITs of India is the alumni management dynamics. I would not term it as disconnect, tussle, or kind of coordination lapse. It is always the dynamics which needs improvement because our show never features or never focuses upon criticisms. It focuses upon
Sound is not proper.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yeah, it's all right now.
Sir, we would like to listen from you as the son of Northeastern India and also the Minister of State, Education and External Affairs, Government of India, in the erstwhile Modiji ministry. The issue about alumni management coordination, fruits it can bear, the gaps it has. I was speaking to you yesterday and you told me about the IIT Delhi doing extremely well in terms of mobilizing the alumni resources for symbiotic advantages and then cascading the effects to the students at large, the community at large. Over to you, former Minister of State, Education and External Affairs, Government of India, R.K. Ranjan Singh.
It's a very, I'm very thankful to Alumni Association for coordinating me. At least for the last 3 years during the Council of Ministers under Modi ji, I have the enough opportunity to interact with the different institutions, particularly about the IIT, Delhi, Madras, Bombay, and even Bodh Gaya and many other, even the Guwahati IIT. I know the spirit of the IIT groups, and they have a good the connection with their alumni members. And one of the best example I found during that time is the IIT Delhi. Throughout the globe, they have their alumni and said they contribute in terms of monetary, in terms of knowledge and sharing. And that's why I was so fully convinced. And secondly, IIT Madras, in the national ranking system in my time, and that function was shared by me. And IIT Madras won the first position among the IIT Institute. And so I feel very proud of the IIT groups. And even I was the scan, the outside India, outside our country, many of the educational institutions, research institutions, and universities, they well aware of our Indian IITs, and they like it very much also. And this is the foundation created by the NIT, IIT, and the alumni association of all these institutions. And similarly, during Modi's the regime, we know that the country could, or the nation could be developed and could achieve the Viksit Bharat by 2047. Only research and innovation is the doing in a systematic way, and in the cutting edge, the technology should also be come out from the IIT's group. And I know that IIT is doing well. And for that research and innovation during my short periods, the government of India under Modi ji sanctioned about 50,000 crores to give a boost on research and innovation. Only the research and innovation through IIT and different research institutions, we could achieve quickly and meaningfully the Viksit Bharat, the aspiration of all the citizens of the country.
Honorable Minister, IIT Madras, as you rightly pointed out, has been one of the front runners in mobilizing alumni resources. IIT Madras, I understand. In 2024, they had around 500 CR.
Yeah.
Recently, there is a gentleman who contributed as an alumni around 230 crores. Chipukula, Mr. Chipukula or somebody, in just the last year, 1 year back. Even IIT Bombay, Nandan Nilekani.
IIT Bombay also.
IIT Bombay, Nandan Nilekani contributed 315 crores. Now, this money which is contributed by this great acclaimed alumni, there are a lot of question marks. For example, in 2008 and 10, when Mr. Anant was the director of IIT Madras, that time there was a huge controversy around gold coins, the money being used for issuing gold coins in the golden on the golden anniversary of IIT Madras. IIT Madras. Audio move mute, please.
Someone's audio is in.
Somebody's audio is in. Please mute, please. Okay, now the question is about here the dynamics discusses about the efficient and independent utilization of the alumni funds. There has to be proper governance mechanism. We understand corporate governance, etc. But how much relevant is governance? How much relevant is the kind of control that the alumni can have over the alumni contributions? Otherwise, forget research and development. The money can also lie unutilized for years.
Yeah. But we have a full confidence and reliance on your the group of institutions. And this is the moral question. And perhaps you are the groups of people to lead the country and try to use all those things. But of course, as you have suggested, there should be some kind of regulation that you may propose so that the Ministry of Education under Dharmendra Pradhanji might have prepared some kind of regulations to regulate the collecting fund to be used in the proper, to be used purposefully.
India has approximately 60 central universities. We've got almost around 130 deemed universities. We've got around 500 private, approximately 500, state universities. Now, with this kind of a setup, we've got almost 1,100 total universities. NITs are institutes of national eminence, importance. Similarly, we have IITs, we have IIMs, we have the triple ITs, we have these autonomous colleges who are also deemed universities and centers of excellence. So this money, how do you think, without structured alumni associations, how do you think this money can be properly governed, channelized, and then monitored? Because you must have seen institutions doing excellent work in terms of channelizing and utilizing the money for the specified project. Example, IIEST, 170 plus year old institution. They got 8 crores just recently, but for the water conservation project. But that money still is yet to be utilized in the right direction. Even the hostels, for example, of the students, which are the basic living amenities for the students, they are in a mess as per the recent reports yesterday. Now, why is there so much of disconnect between the projects for which the money is donated and the real need of the institution itself? Why is there so much disconnect?
These are your the internal mechanism, but of course we may suggest to the government of India to have a regulation and to have a monitor of the account, and also maybe if you are propose and suggest, then there should be some kind of mechanism which can regulate the collecting fund to the proper use and for the cause of the nation, for the cause of the research and innovation and the development of the infrastructure of that particular institution. you have to create yourself. The government of India most probably will help you in this matter.
So during your tenure, you said IIT Delhi, you've seen doing so well in terms of even Delhi University. It has got so many institutions and colleges. All of them are run by different institutions and associations. But then, if I may just ask, what is the use of these alumni contributions to such institutions which are already government funded? We do not have any paucity of funds, but at the same time, there's a lot of community welfare required in the project affected areas around those institutions, wherein this alumni contribution could be much more better directed instead of these institutions getting more funding as a giving back approach instead of a giving forward approach. What is the relevance of this kind of self ideology, kind of an approach wherein people as alumni, because of nostalgia, contribute to already well-funded institutions, especially by the government of India?
Actually, the philosophy and the idea of India, the system of Dan, and Dan means the Guru Shiksha Parampara. The whatever knowledge perceived from that institution, and with that kind of knowledge and education, he or she is placed in a proper way and getting the getting their resources, and out of their earning, they just give back to the institution with a good hope and ideas and to create more and more development. So this is a good idea. Whatever the government of India may sanction it, but your contribution is more valued and it has to be used in a proper way so that nation building can be progress immediately. And also we can make a strong nation. So all kind of that money matters. Please, your alumni association suggests to the government of India to have a regulation. Whatever fund collected, it has to be used in a proper way, and there should be some kind of the visible progress using that fund.
Sir, we have Deepa, we have Miss Deepa Kapil with us. She runs the associations of all NITs, the Pan NIT Forum. She is one of the leaders of that Pan NIT Forum. Deepa ji, we have the Honorable Minister of State with us. In Northeast, for example, the area from which he comes, an area which is in so much of focus, you have an NIT in Mizoram, you have an NIT in Manipur. Manipur has been burning for 2.5 years. It has been burning because of the Meitei Naga clashes, Kuki Meitei clashes. Now, have you heard of such initiatives being directed towards community welfare instead of funding those institutions? And what are your suggestions, madam? The minister is also here. What would you like to say?
As a part of the initiatives which are there from the alumni association, I guess social initiatives are definitely important. Besides the technology or any other initiative which are there, which are normally there, which are like the normal process. So the social initiatives, I think, are also important, and it is the alumni can look into that area. But I think there should be a framework, and this framework could either be decided by the local alumni associations or maybe by the in conjunction with the institute, of course, and of course in conjunction with the neighboring areas where the NIT is located, or maybe other areas as well. Learning from other areas, learning from the other NITs, those things can definitely happen. And this framework could be left to the individual alumni associations to establish this kind of a framework, which would benefit the society at large.
Yeah, great.
Thank you, Deepa. Minister Sahab, Ranjan Sahab, we have Atul ji with us. He's one of the senior most alumni who has had global experience. He's led as CEO of various corporations in America and otherwise. Atulji, what has been your experience with respect to balancing the contributions of alumni for the institution's welfare, for self-geology, vis-a-vis social contributions, and what has been the approach that you've seen, which has borne rich dividends outside India by institutions like MIT, who lead for such initiatives. Even the Hopkins Medical School, Mr. Bloomsburg contributed for the absolute tuition fee waiver. It's just an example that I'm sharing with you through his alumni contribution. And would you like to share these things? Then I'll bring the minister again to share his experience about the global initiatives which India could at best emulate.
I think the starting point, if we look at the successes of the Alumni Association, is where there has been an emotional synergy between the institute and the Alumni Association to make things happen. There are cases where the alumni, out of their love and affection, have gone ahead, made contributions, but there has been a lukewarm response from the institute. And there are cases where the institute has sought certain requirements which the alumni has been unable to fulfill. So I think the starting point is there has to be a need, a synchronicity of need as far as the requirements of the institute are concerned and the willingness of the alumni. That's part one. Part two, there has to be a very systematic process-based interaction. It cannot be emotional, it cannot be personality. There has to be a methodology by which the institute is able to put forward its needs. Like the institute puts forward its needs to the government saying, I need funds for XYZ, is a similar procedure that can be adopted with the Alumni Association. The only difference is the government can probably sanction money, but the alumni can go ahead not only sanction, but also build with far lesser bureaucratic problems as compared to the government. So I think a process-based interaction between the alumni and the institute will take away a lot of the personality and ego clashes which we normally find happening in alumni associations. And it stems from the institute to be able to very clearly say, A, B, C is the priority of which I want things done, and then request the alumni to, to step forward and make it happen. That's really my point of view.
Minister Saab, when you were traveling abroad and you had interactions with so many institutions abroad also, what has been your takeaway in terms of seeing the kind of efficacy of such initiatives in such global Ivy League or non-Ivy League institutions, which India probably could emulate, because we stand nowhere. Forget about commercialization of the research and development and the patent, kind of a mindset of getting more and more patents around it. We do not really invest in R&D, even at the basic level in the topmost of institutions. What are your views and what have you seen that India should emulate?
Actually, after the implementation of National Education Policy 2020, now this is 5 years has already commemorated, and we assess what are our achievements. We know it, and perhaps it is in the public domain. So under this, the new education policy or national education policy, we prepare for internationalization of the institutions. So most probably I have seen some of the progress. IIT Madras has already opened up somewhere in Africa. I supposed to, during my time, I supposed to go for that foundation, but I could not go. Somewhere in Johannesburg or somewhere, I could not remember properly. And like that, some of the premier institution, world-class institution, is also planning. Say very recently, IIT Bombay has signed with the Japan or some other country for exchange of technology, exchange of knowledge and ideas for growth. And these are the liberalization of our, the flexibility of our education system is one of the medium through which the individual institution try to find out and adapt it and catch up and to get the maximum benefit under this the national policy. So I really very proud to see our Indian IIT products. When I go to the institute of some MIT in Singapore, then I was talking about, and they are talking about the artificial intelligence. And then I was so surprised. The heads and leading the project is a product of a professor of the product of IIT Madras. Maybe some other part, different IITs might have be excelled in different country. And this is the pride and proud being in India. So I feel like that. So and I hope in the near future also, many of our young the thinkers and the students and researchers, either it may be IIT, IIM, or any different institutions, to excel your the knowledge and technology to other country, keeping the background that India in the ancient time, we were the only seat of higher and research learning. And so remembering that basis, let us try to make ourselves as a Brishya Guru or knowledge, supreme knowledge country in the world. So I hope from the IIT groups, and I saw some of the excellent contribution by our product to different other countries.
We have Ankur Satija with us. He's an advisor at Deloitte. He's an advisor at Deloitte to the government of India and other state governments. Ankur, what would you like to suggest? Because this is a policy discussion. Probably some inputs from you.
Yes.
So I think yes, there should be a close coordination between Alumni Association and NIT, because I think only through association also we can help the students in maybe everything like funding the brilliant students that can be done through the associations. Or maybe also the like as a part, I'm part of a EC member of Alumni Association, and the association is helping the mess members, workers in educating their childrens. So that way also, I mean, we can coordinate with the institute and then help the students and the other staff members.
Honorable Minister, is there a way wherein the government can also suggest as a policy guideline to the institutions to allocate a particular percentage for issues like sustainable practices, issues like R&D, investment in the R&D practices, issues like cyber security, new technologies? Is the government also thinking on those lines, and does the NEP outline any such guidelines for the institutions to follow?
Yeah, India government in the last, during my tenure, I feel that in the parliament, we have discussed about the cyber security and rules and regulation, and many things has come up. So everything is in the regulation now. So be aware of that regulation framed by the government of India in the interest of the nation and about the critical technology and others. We feel that it should be please kindly examine those regulations already passed by the parliament, both houses, and most probably it was implemented by now, and that is there. And another thing is that the regulation and others, there are the system is already since the right from the University Grants Commission to and the technical university, that we have come up with a higher education commission. Through that, we can make it more appropriate regulation and control and systematic and equitable. The equitable process of the growth may be applied.
We have Dr. Pankaj Chandana with us. Pankaj Chandana has been driving Alumni Association initiatives with NIT Kurukshetra. He has been the driving force behind me initiating behind I initiating this dialogue today. Pankaj, over to you. What are your inputs for the Honorable Minister?
Thank you, sir, and I thank you
Actually,
sincerely. Thanks for the
I'm not the minister now.
So thank you for the honorable former minister to join us, and thank you for your blessing. By coming, you have already blessed us. So probably, well, I'll start with the very ebony show. So, sir, uh, I come from NIT system, and I'm a perfect case of inbreeding because I graduated from NIT Kurukshetra and did my all academics, part of the faculty, and then remained vice chancellor for a year, and then continuing with the alumni association. This has been my journey, a small, like brief journey. So I've seen the ecosystem in the IIT and NIT differs a lot, and this is because how these institutions were created. So there is a big basic difference because IITs, most of the IITs in the initial times in 60s or 70s were like established in collaboration with the foreign collaboration, all different IITs. So they have a different ecosystem. They have a different culture, but NITs were created uh, firstly in the form of regional engineering colleges, then converted to NITs and came under the central government in 2003 onwards. So probably these IITs have already been executing all such kind of alumni centric policies or alumni support policies right from the last 50 years because they have borrowed all everything from the foreign collaboration, sir. And that took with the very wonderful foreign collaboration. So we started in NITs or RECs not more than we are almost like alumni initiatives. So like I think NIT Trichy was the first in 2001. Somewhere 2001, 2003, 4, 5, we started talking about how the alumni can be tapped and alumni contribution can be leveraged for to improve the institution in terms of all such parameters. So this is the basic difference. So we are slightly new in terms of alumni like interface with in the as far as the alumni engagement is concerned. So the second point is that what like Amitji was talking about, that where should we should go for like social initiative or something like that. I'm of the strongest opinion the alumni association or alumni interface should be a boundary has to be restricted. It has initiative, but the boundary is that any stakeholder which is directly or indirectly connected to the institution that comes under the purview of the alumni. Otherwise, we'll go for like multi-direction. So probably any and as far as the funding is concerned, as Amitji was telling, I'm of this opinion that really NITs require funding at all point of time because, for example, we have taken a lot of I know NIT Nagpur, I know NIT like Suratkal, they have taken green initiatives in the campus. So this is environmental initiatives. They have tree plantation from the alumni side. So they have created labs. So every initiative, every segment, they have already tapped it, and NITs are doing and trying to do something like that. We talk about infrastructure development, not it is an infrastructure only. It has to be in the form of placement, like entrepreneurship is one area where I think no institution can grow without the alumni, because entrepreneurship and startup culture is the government's latest initiative. They want like we should be like we should not be like the job seekers or the job offers. Like we should go for that kind of the culture has to be developed. So that is really missing, and we are like only alumni can do a lot of wonders in alumni entrepreneurship development or startup development. Because second part, most of the students are going to the corporate sector. 90%, 85% people are going to the corporate from NIT system. So in case you want some industry connection, whenever there is industry connection is required, industry intervention, I like to say, alumni comes into role. So wherever the institution can think of, they can leverage the alumni at large, because they have already like more than 25, 30, 40 years old institution. They have 40 to 50,000 alumni across globe. They can leverage the alumni in any of the ways, be it be a research initiatives, be it be a like entrepreneurship initiative, environmental initiative, social initiative. As Ankur has mentioned, we have a lot of mess workers. People are ready to give any amount of funding to the kids for their education. They're mentoring their kids. So similarly, financial support to the students. We have a tagline normally in NIT system that nobody, if somebody has come to NIT system with his all hard work, we should not allow them to go back because of the financial like paucity or implications. So we fund like anything. So there are a lot of initiatives. So these are all social initiatives. Probably all such kind of initiatives can be taken by the alumni association within the framework, within the boundaries, which is directly or indirectly to the stakeholders of the institution. This is one point, sir. Second, as a professor, as a former minister was talking about, about the IITs, I really appreciate, because I am from NIT system, I truly appreciate that IITians have brought laurels for us overseas. When I went to US in 2000 around for the first time, it was my first foreign travel. There was only one classification, IITs and non-IITs. There was no other classification over there. Even NITs were not known over there. So probably things have changed now. The things are improving in terms of all other all other institutions also. But of course, I thank IITs that they brought laurels. But on the other hand, on the same way, NITs have brought laurels for the nation, sir. You go to any public sector undertaking, you go to any state department, you go to any of the state, it has been headed by former record, REC or NIT people. So our contribution, and this has been endorsed by Professor Iyer in his book, that NITs and the Indian economy. So indirectly or directly, we want to say that NITs have contributed to the Indian economy in the past 60 years to larger extent. So NITs should be appreciated on this front. And the government is also appreciating. So we have paucity of funds, sir. Like government is not giving us, for example, for a lot of like, there is always a there is a degrees of always plan grant and everything to the government institutions like NITs, and government is always emphasizing that you should generate your revenue yourself and make self-sufficient. This has been the directive from the government, and one of the best is which all the administrators should understand, and NIT or academic leaders should understand at NIT system, that they should try to generate revenue from the alumni. One model I can give you, for example, there is something to be going like from 10 crore project is research park is to be created at NIT system. The government should say directly that 5 crore we can always give you, but 5 crore you have to bring from alumni. So this is as like we are going for industry triple P partnership or industry institute partnership. Similarly, alumni is our industry, sir. So it is taken as an industry. Similarly, we should go for like matching grant has to become from alumni, I think. Of course, lastly, what we are talking about, has to be a structured program, the relationship and everything between the institute administration as well as the alumni associations.
Okay,
So
Pankaj, small interjection from my side.
Yes,
because the minister has to probably leave now. Just a small interjection. What has been your experience like in terms of the dynamics between the management and the alumni associations? Because the management of an institution is again a periodic kind of chair. It keeps changing, and it's always the people who matter. Now, a director who is there in the chair today might be much more a pro alumni kind of engagement compared to the guy who comes next. What are the challenges that you face in terms of the management alumni dynamics?
Yes, I think I duly endorse your point, because every time what I can see from different NIT experience also and our experience, we have to make a fresh relationship with the institute administration. So normally it is said in the government that vision is always congruent or in tandem with leadership only. So I think the vision has to go with the organization. So that has to be forwarded by the academic leadership, whosoever is the leader. So alumni association should be given a prominent space into the complete structure, governance structure, probably, and any leader coming after 3 years, 5 years down the line should understand. And but still we are in the nascent stage. They should understand what the alumni association can do for us, and moreover, why the alumni association has a big responsibility. Why institutions are looking for interference to the alumni association responsibility. They are already occupied with such kind of all kind of governance in the institute. They are making all education. They are going for research. They are going for skill set. They are going for education, like knowledge sharing, competency, everything they are doing. So the role of the association has to be clearly defined. They are the facilitators, and it should be the mindset of the academic leader also. And of course, but I would like to say that it always that alumni association should work under the patronage of the academic leader or the director or the principal or the vice chancellor. So that kind of arrangement need to be regularized. Only then and the autonomy of the alumni association should not be compromised.
That's it.
Similarly, there should be a control. There should be a control on the alumni association because the requirement always comes from the institute. So there has to be a participative management and the collaborative management between the alumni association and the institution if you want to grow. Because in case they are not in sync, they will always have a different objectives and everything, and nothing will happen. So I told you earlier that NITs or RDCs are in the nation stage in terms of building their the alumni or institute interface. It's almost 15 NITs are relatively new. They are only 10, 15 years old. So they should be taught how to build up the alumni association. That is another thing. We are talking about as Deepa was talking about, the 15 alumni associations are in place because they're old institutions. But what about the new institution? They need to build up. So they need
what about the corpus? What is the
yes?
What about the corpus of fund? Corpus that is created from the alumni contributions. Who do you think should be in charge? Because the alumni cannot be in charge on a day-to-day basis. They have other things to
do. Sir, I'm of this considered opinion because this has come to my sometimes this question has been asked by alumni also to me. So I'm of this considered opinion there has to be a horizontal committee. Nowadays, no industry, no organization going for vertical committees. We has to be a horizontal structure comprising of the donors. The voice of the donors need to be heard. Only then they will participate. They will trust you. They can. So the committee should have some donors. The facilitating role has to be done by the alumni association, and the execution role has to be done by the institute. So in case they are in sync, only then these things will progress and nobody will question. The system will become sustainable. So we are talking about sustainability nowadays.
Okay, Honorable Minister Ranjan sir, you were handling the External Affairs Ministry also, and there has been a huge brain drain from India. But when we look at NITs, really can be proud of saying that their alumni have stayed back much more compared to the IITians, who most of them probably leave for foreign locales and for much more plus jobs outside, foreign offers. Now, how relevant is the the location? How relevant is the control that the alumni who is contributing in terms of the projects for which they are contributing? How important it becomes when it is just a financial contribution vis-a-vis contribution which happens from an association which has its presence strongly rooted in India?
No, actually, the question of brain drain was the long back, but now after this National Education Policy 2020, we welcome all our native expert and technologies or the expert groups to work for the country. Perhaps most of those people who already work in abroad, they have the feeling root of their culture is always maintaining. And perhaps this will be, I think, the alumni of different part of the globe should have, perhaps they have their feelings also. Indian feelings is always there. Even the diaspora group, they are also having the root of their origin. So the question of brain drain, perhaps it may be in early stage, but now India government, under the leadership of the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, we are trying to provide all the infrastructure. We want to compete with different parts of the globe. So that's why we are trying. But in the meantime, with these few words, I have some feeling to appeal and request all the IIT groups through this alumni association. India is having a strong foundation in the ancient, our ancient knowledge system, and ancient architecture, ancient mathematics, ancient the geometries, where we have seen it now in different parts of the country. Can you make some kind of decodation or reinterpretation, or it make it uplift to make it how India was in the ancient? And that kind of thing I would like to request the Alumni Association. In some long back, I come across one of Indian the couples. They were from Indian origin but working somewhere in the USA, and they're back to IIT Guwahati for some project. And then through that, the Vedic medicine, Vedic mechanism, Vedic mathematics, they want to make it more the interpretation through this modern system. So I just would like, this is my simple opinion, being in India, and also the connectivity with our roots of origin, let us try to have some kind of focus through this area. With this few words, I'm very happy to be with all of you.
I met the governor Haryana recently,
Uh,
Honorable Governor Bandaru Dattiraj, who demitted office just a month back, 15 days back, and he was very vocal about this issue of state university alumni associations being more active, and he had also held symposiums with Chaudhry Charan Singh University that I was privy to in terms of mobilizing such alumni association initiatives. Now, how active have you seen the political, kind of our ecosystem actively being involved in terms of mobilizing at the state level such initiatives? Because you've been the education minister, you've interacted with all the chancellors. These governors are the chancellors of these universities. And what are your suggestions for these governors, incumbent or otherwise?
I think the education, the sector is the state sector. And of course, government of India giving the overall guideline, and governor is the right person in a particular state to link with the central government, the proposal, the central government guidance through governor to the state. So I think he said it's very appropriate, and I hope let us continue that kind of the correlations and to make the more progress. But lastly, I would like to cite something, particularly in Northeast India, except IIT Guwahati and IIT the Silchar or Tripura, they are doing so nicely. But others are, even in the base level, it could not come up academically or infrastructurally. So through this, the medium of your the alumni association, try to make some kind of awareness how to grow and how to exchange and how to uplift their the quality and the infrastructure. That kind of things, please kindly look into
Yes,
to
sir.
the
Because
Northeast India.
recently there has been a uptrend towards state governments dictating through their technology utilization, putting on board on the portals. They have started. Sir, your videos got off.
Oh, it stopped. I do not know why. Yes, it's coming up.
Recently, the trend has been the state governments, for example, West Bengal, even in some other states I've seen, there has been a trend on the Chief Minister's office directing the corporates to earmark contributions towards projects which are approved by the chief minister. Similarly, why not such initiatives can be initiated through the governors for the state universities at least. Let's aside the private universities, they are never going to be falling in place, especially in the wake of the kind of controversies we've had in the last few years. IAPM was a startling and a shocking case of misutilization of funds and accreditation policies. But state universities at least can be brought on the table together with the contributions of the alumni in these top universities, and there should be a target given to the state universities to mobilize such alumni contributions towards state directed projects. What are your views on that?
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Sir,
Thank
one
you.
minute I will take from the Honorable Former Minister. 1 minute, sir. Sir, we have very quality accreditation system across country to cause the quality of the higher education system. So the best part is whenever you are talking, the role of the alumni, whenever you are talking of KPIs in any institution to evaluate the validity, the role of the alumni engagement has to be given more weightage so that institutions are enforced to have more engagement with the alumni, and that should be reflected in quality indices. So this is the last word I wanted to say, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
Before the minister leaves, before the honorable former minister leaves, point your points, please, and then we close.
I have 1 point straight away. I have 1 point straight bullet point. Autonomy to the alumni association is the key to the success. All other things are of no use. If the board, if the alumni does not, because if the institute interferes with the alumni, then the game is over, sir. So the government has to ensure that they pass a dictum that no further interference with the alumni associations in the country. I am the author of the NITs and Indian economy, sir. I am the author of that book. I can tell you my guru was Dr. V. Krishnamurthy, the founder of BHL. My fervent appeal to the government, direct all the directors in the institutes not to interfere beyond the point into the alumni. Let the alumni have the independence, authority, and autonomy to run their show. This has to come. The government must get out of this. I'm very clear, and this is my fervent message to you, sir. My name is Professor A.G. Iyer, and I was not able to talk to the minister, sir. I am very strong on my views. I've helped Modi Saab in building solar. It was my idea of the solar park that came. So I would request you to please listen to people like us, because then only the things will happen in this country.
Right. Okay.
Mr. Deepa, your closing comments?
I think something which we should learn. There are so many NIT institutes across the country, and we need to create a framework. We need to create a model, and we can utilize the best practices so that resources are not wasted. Or maybe we should be reusing a lot of stuff from the various alumni associations. That is something that I would like to make, and all the best practices can be replicated.
Maguji, your final points?
Listening. No voice.
Voice, Maguzab, voice.
Sorry. See, the association and the institute have to work hand in hand and see that the institute's name always remains at the top, and the students' learning is at its peak, and they are able to deliver to the country.
Yes.
Ashwani ji?
Thank you, Minister Sir, for joining us. I was fortunate to work with few international institute as well. Worked with Dr. Mukul Sangmaji as well, Chief Minister Meghalaya, for a longer time. So I think there are three major important points which alumni association can be helpful. One is we can, while utilizing alumni power, the research, more and more research can be enhanced in institutes. The industry collaboration, if you talk about universities like Royal Melbourne or Flinders or Swinburne, as you rightly said, in Singapore, Nanyang, I have visited. So the kind of machines they were having in maybe 2013, even few of the IITs were missing to have such kind of smart manufacturing infrastructure. So creating such infrastructure with the help of alumni network will be beneficial in terms of creating the right infrastructure, enhancing the research activities, and improving the number of patents from the institutes. That will definitely enhance the quality of students in the NIT associations across the country. Thank you so much, sir.
Atulji, Ankur, before Atulji has the final comment.
No, I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Okay,
so just want to say, like there are various national projects are going on. So institute and alumni association can help in running various pilots and proof of concepts on these national projects, like smart metering is
okay,
artificial
it was a
institute role can be there. Yeah.
Okay, it was a wonderful interaction, but I just would like to close with this, that it's not only about money, it's about creating an ecosystem using the alumni network in a way that it contributes and supports not only the institution, its students, but also the entire ecosystem around that institution, because alumni is a resource which needs to be harnessed in a direction to create more and more beneficiaries, create more and more people who can serve more beneficiaries. As per Mr. Nusarwanji Tata, who did not believe in giving just the money, he believed in creating an ecosystem which created more creators. So we should look at creating more creators and creating a sustainable environment wherein there is a complete convergence, congruence, and coordination between the alumni cell, the alumni associations, the government, the management of the day, and also the stakeholders, the most important stakeholders, the students. We should not forget, when I went to an institution called SCMHRD 25 years back, the institution building was half built. The director there, the founder director, made us lift bricks. He said, you people have to work with the masons to build these institutions, so that after 6 months, when you see the building, you look back at that building with pride, saying that this is the building where I lifted the bricks and I built the institution right from the scratch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Minister Sir.
Thank you.